Perfect. And just like that, we live, man. Welcome to another episode, Building with Mars and Big Esco.
Hell yeah. How y'all doing today?
Man, chilling, living. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. It's Sunday. I just ran some errands right before I sat down, but I'm
Type
pretty
shit.
much good. After this, I'm like getting my life together for the day, for the week, or whatever. So I feel good. Throw some football on the background. I ain't here to parlay off football season, so I'm hoping I'm hoping to hit one. That's why
Ah,
that's why I'm, that's why I don't bet too much money. I don't
they be
want to
getting
lose too
me.
much.
I do a only way I do a football is I do a round robin. I'm a fan duel.
Mm. What
I hit that
actually
round
what
robin.
actually are those about? Because like I be seeing them, but I ain't never like tap in to actually see what's to them.
So I'm not promoting gambling, but a round robin parlay is basically, let's say you got four picks.
Mm-hmm.
You could say, I really want any combination of two. I think two of these gonna hit, or I think three of these gonna hit, and
Oh,
so it'll create as many tickets for the two. So I guess you go. You say you want two. Two times four is eight. And so
right,
it'll create
right,
eight tickets, and so you had Dallas winning, you had Philly winning.
right,
And out of their four, like you think like those two are locks. You like
right,
these two
right,
gonna win.
right,
I don't know
right.
about the other two, and then you do it like that. If you do the three, then it'll make 12 tickets, and it's kind of
Does
like
it
that.
still give you like a
It,
full your full pot, or does it give you like a portion of it if you
it
don't hit
gives you
them
a
all?
portion. So think about
Okay,
it.
okay,
It's
okay.
creating eight tickets, whatever the odds are based off of. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So if the odds on it are lower, the two
okay.
teams, then that's the ticket that won, kinda. But if
Word,
the full
word.
parlay still here, you still bet the full parlay. I mean, you could still win the full parlay. You know what I
Oh, that's
mean?
hard. That's what's
So
up. That's a crazy finesse for the gambling industry.
yeah,
They
I
find
be
new ways to get
I
money.
be getting, yeah. I was doing that shit. I was doing that shit. I fuck with the live bet though when I be betting.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
pre
yeah,
bet no
yeah,
more if I
yeah.
do it.
Those be the ones I be closest to hitting. Bro. The shit is so many times I've been like 5 yards short, two
Hmm.
points under. I'll be like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Nah, I can't. I can't. I got to do the live because it's like I could watch the game when I
Yeah,
be
just
out
kind
of
of see
town on
how it's going.
shoots. Well, I was
Hmm.
in New Orleans on the shoot. Where else did we go? I came back to Chicago the last time I
Okay,
was there for client presentation.
okay.
Shout out to the presentation. I'm tagging them motherfuckers. I was in New Orleans for
Mm,
that week. I'm just sitting there
nice,
in between the
nice.
shoot, in between. I'm like, I'm watching the game, or I just be legit just watching the game in
Right,
my
right,
hotel room. I'm not doing nothing else. Oh yeah, he finna hit 4 threes. I'm watching the game. He's gonna hit three more
right,
threes.
right,
He's
right.
gonna
Like you
hit
could
the 20.
actually see that, like, oh, you hot today.
I'm watching the game, bro.
Yeah,
Tagging
yeah.
their ass, making money on the trip. You know.
Okay, okay. That's hard. I rock
So
with it.
yeah, bro. Well, you just came back from out of town, didn't you?
Yeah, I was in Mexico City last weekend. That's why we ain't recording all of that.
Yeah. What was that like? What was it? What was to it?
It was smooth, man. It was smooth. I went down there with my girl. It was her first time, my second time. So I had a little more, I guess, knowledge and experience or whatever the situation. But it was a smooth itinerary. A lot of eating, drinking, exploring. She said she had a good time. I had a good time. Wanted to buy something, but I didn't really see anything I really wanted to cop when I was down there.
That's
My
real.
first trip, I did buy some from like this streetwear boutique, and like I went down there last year for Day of the Dead on a solo trip, and
Mm,
I got like a cold Day of the Dead like collab tee that they did with this tattoo shop around the corner in the same neighborhood or whatever. So I wore that back on some like bad boy. The buddy who actually sold me the tee was working. You know how it be, man, on some COVID
yeah.
shit. So that was cool. He was super nice or whatever. He like gave me some stickers and stuff. I was just like, see you next time you come. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
that's what's
That's
up.
fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the food was really great. The homie Alexander Great, the DJ homie, also works in advertising. He recommended this party called Sunday Sunday to me, and I'd
Mm.
like seen it once or twice online, but he actually went to it, said he had a blast or whatever. So we went to that as well. Um, and it was a good time. It was a good time. Really good house music. A Sunday evening is by the time we got there, but it usually goes from like noon or 3 o'clock to like midnight, like just a
That's fire.
long ass Sunday day party. But the DJs were really dope. Yeah, beautiful city. The Airbnb was fly. It was like 30 floors up with a crazy view of the city. It had like a balcony and all of that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was cool. You could see as far as you could see, like the mountains in the background of the city and all of that. I did learn when I came back though, because I wasn't having trouble breathing, but like I felt like my nose was a little drier or something. And
Some
I know that
elevation.
like Mexico City is like in a mountainous area, but then I actually ran into Alex at like this advertising event early this week, and I was talking to him about it. It was like it's actually higher in altitude than the city of Denver. So I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, like the air is very thin up in Mexico City. I didn't know that beforehand,
I
but
just found out that even like I want to say in New Mexico, like Santa Fe and all that kind of shit,
mhm.
is higher elevation than Denver actually.
Oh, okay. I
Uh-huh.
got to go back to a little geography map, see where them
You know what
mountains
I'm
actually
saying?
running
Know what
through.
I
Yeah,
mean? It ain't even that they mile high. That's just marketing. You know what I mean?
exactly. It's even higher out here. Shout out to Wiz Khalifa and Currency. How fly?
Yeah. That's hella funny. Christian Orange Juice 2 supposed to be coming out, you know.
Really?
Hmm.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to fuck with bro. I gotta listen to Christian Orange Juice 2 just based off of the love.
Just off string, yeah, because the first one truly a classic.
Oh yeah, that
That
was
was a cultural moment, bruh. That whole like blog era wave. Yo, low key, I know we talking about other stuff or whatever that we was gonna rap about, but how do you feel about J. Cole putting his like OG mixtapes up and everything?
bittersweet.
Okay,
Bittersweet.
why
I
you
was
say that?
actually B had actually hit me up, Bridget. Shout out to Bridget. She had hit
Okay,
me up about it
shout
because
out
she was
Box
like,
Way.
that's where I had we were all at Mizzou during that time, you know what I
Right,
mean? So
right, right.
you link up with the music heads or whatever. And I told her I was like, it's weird because I'm not a J. Cole fan anymore.
Mm,
Um I really did identify with his, underdog kind of mentality, being a college student who wanted to rap. It was very much so synonymous with my own story,
that was
basketball,
cool. That was cool.
all that kind of stuff. But then, like, as I
Mm-hmm.
became a man, I would say, and he grew in his artistry,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just was a disconnect for me. Like after he got married and was in his family, like
Really?
yeah, like the whole KOD.
Yeah,
I want,
yeah, yeah.
and then I want to fold clothes for you. I think maybe you've talked about this before.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That just kind of made me not really a fan for real.
Interesting. That's
Cause it's
crazy
like I
because
don't like the old man being like, "You kids and this
he
rap."
does do some of that. He does do some of that.
No, he did all
Um,
of that. But like he's on the little pump and doing all that shit. It's like, bro, just make
that's right.
something
He
hot.
did have a beef with Lil Pump. That was random. That was very
And
random.
so to me, that was the first time it was like, okay, this is kind of weird. And then,
Mm,
you know, it's okay. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. Then it kind of kept going. The Dreamville compilations were okay to me. I'm not really like I don't want to listen to none of their artists all the time. I
okay.
like some of their
Okay.
songs,
Okay.
but I'm just like, as a camp, it's like it's always the B grade. It's like this is the great value. It's great value TDE. You great value
Right,
Kendrick.
right, right.
You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
there's no better label in the rap game better than TDE.
But it ain't
Shit, I
even
would say
being
all of like
better.
music, honestly.
But it ain't even think about being better. Like I would say QC is different than TDE, but it was like
They are
I felt
different.
more of a affinity for QC artists than I do. I like JT more than anybody J. Cole done signed. I play okay and
You
sideways.
hold up. So
No hard.
you like JT more than Ari Lennox?
Yes. Our Linux
Wow.
is annoying.
Really? Why is she
Yeah.
annoying to you?
Because it's like you sign up to play in the NBA and then you're upset you got to do press conferences. It's like, well, you just need to play at the Y. That's
Fair.
that's
She
part of the
she
job.
definitely has like reluctant superstar kind of
You
energy
work at the
to it.
ad agency and it's just like, oh my God, we have to be here at 6:30. It's like, all right,
Right,
bro.
right, right, right,
You don't
right.
want
No,
to do this for
it's
real. Like
pitch day.
this is
Yeah.
what we doing, bro. Like this is the
Right,
thing. You know
right,
what I mean?
right,
So
right.
I'm old school. My superstars will always complain, which is a good
Mm-hmm.
lead into what we want to talk about with Drake and Kendrick and
Mm-hmm.
all that. But it's just like, yeah, bro. I'm not saying shut up and sing, but I'm saying because of the internet, to me, that shows a lack of awareness that
Mm,
you can make your reputation amongst your fans, do all that stuff, whatever you
mm-hmm.
want to make it.
Right,
And it's
right,
just
right.
like you want, like you got to fight. Like I know recently she was fighting with the label, telling them they got to do the mark and they got this other stuff. And I guess
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, so have you never heard any other artists talk about what it's like being signed to a record label? You're
Mm.
calling rain wet. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right,
like
right, right,
And
right,
I'm sympathetic, I understand, but then it's like you got to make a post saying you're getting off, bro. Just get offline, get on YouTube and drop
right,
songs, bro.
or that you quit music altogether, but
Just drop
you
songs,
can't get
bro.
out your contract anyway. So
I
it's
don't care. I
yeah,
don't care. I don't care. And I want to build on that because Ebro, shout out to Ebro. I'm
mhm.
one of the few fans of Ebro. I fuck with Ebro.
I
Ebro,
like Rap Life. I do like Rap
I
Life.
was about to say I really like
Yeah,
Rap Life. On Rap
yeah.
Life, he's his true self. I
Mm,
feel like a little bit more. He's a lot more just objective.
mhm.
And his like knowledge comes out, I feel like a lot more because he's just been in the game, the radio, the space for so long.
Right, right.
And he was saying that he has yet to see fans care about the gripes of an artist. He's like Michael Jackson, Prince. It's a conversation, but it
Yeah,
doesn't affect buy-in to where it's like, well, now we're never because Michael Jackson said, fuck Sony. We the fans, we ain't behind Sony. Like that's never
right,
happens, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
so I guess that's all I'm saying. It's just like as an artist myself, I understand the gripes, I understand trying to poke at the label, I understand all that. But we the fans, bro. Like we don't care.
Right.
We don't care. Like I understand what's going on because I'm an artist. I've had some time in the music business. I
Mhm,
understand, from a very wide lens than hers. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Haven't been a participant. But it's just like even the ride wave thing, it's like the fans who don't want to, it's like, bro, that's part of it. You better get out here and rap a little bit. You better get out here and
Right.
that's just part of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got that look, you coming off. Well, you better get the feature. You better get the raw wave humming on something. You better call the
Yeah.
producer and
I
I
that
got
actually would have been fire. A little
that'd have been
sad
fire.
love song with Rod Wave crooning on it probably
Yeah,
would
she
have
would have
sent
come
her
out
up with
there and
the kids.
you gotta figure it
Should
out.
have been the new Erica Badu for
You
the
know what I'm
youth.
saying? She could have figured it out. And so
Right.
that's all. I'm not to harp, not to, tear down Ari Lennox and like that. I think she's talented. I like some of her songs, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like,
But you
but I'm
prefer JT over Ari Lennox. That was a surprise for me. I like JT quite a bit, but like I listen to way more Ari. I will have Ari Lennox in rotation longer and for way more plays than I will JT.
yeah, in my hip hop rankings, give me Migos over J. Cole.
That's
I
that's
listen,
cool. I'm with that. I've listened to way more Migos than J
but
Cole.
that's my point though.
It's
J.
funny
Cole's supposed to
that
be in
you
the top three.
how
And
you mentioned. I guess we kind of like our fandom is different with Buddy though, because like the early mixtapes, I rocked with him. Then the albums and like all of the actual mainstream stuff comes in, I lose him. Same way with Drake. I actually don't get back into J Cole until Forest Hill Drives, KOD,
I like Forest
all
Hill
of that.
Drive.
Like when he was talking about, being a dad, and like those were the things that when I listened to his podcast with Combat Jack, I was just kind of like, oh yeah. But I think I might even mention that last go around or like in a conversation recently with somebody. But that was the stuff because he's a couple years older than us. So me listening to him talking about the new decade and all these other like life milestones and how that's kind of reshaped him, like he did like the crazy ass GQ photo shoot and everything with the ill
Hmm.
fits and all of that. But he also just had this level of like, I don't know, man, like I'm accomplished. I got bread. I got a family I'm taking care of. Like I kind of don't give a fuck about what y'all niggas think of me, and I'm just gonna do me. And that's
Hmm.
been him ever since. He grew the hair out, all this other shit. I don't know if he's really in. I see Future as more of a big three generational situation with Kendrick and Drake than I do Cole. But
Bingo.
like I do respect a lot about J. Cole and how he's going about his business, his career, his artistry, and he is still a really nice MC.
He's
Like
been a
he's still
great
one of the better
representative.
rappers out here.
He's been a great representative of hip hop for our generation for sure. Like I'm not trying to take away,
Yeah.
but to that point, like the more I listen to more 90s rap, because now
Hmm.
that's been like a thing of mine recently. Like I go into vintage vinyl when I still had the whip with the CD player.
Hey,
And
DV,
I
shout
just
out to my home.
yeah, and I just let me get the DJ Clue tape, let me get the Funk Flex tape. Now I
Right.
have more context and I'm like, yeah, bro, it was a lot of nice niggas. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
crazy. It's
It's a
crazy.
lot of nice niggas, bro.
I was just talking about that with Moise yesterday, and it's like I'm not even because I be enjoying some of the music that the kids are putting out, but like the more and more further away we get from like that '90s
Them niggas
golden
was
era that
nice,
they
bro.
speak of, and just looking back and you compare what was going on then to what's going on now, oh, them niggas was putting out elite works of art, bro.
Come on, bro. The
Them shits was
words
hard. Like what?
and,
Debut
and
albums. Your first, second album, one of the greatest pieces of music of all time across all genres. Ill work. Ill work.
I can't unhear it, can't unsee it personally.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like when I get to rating people, really what I want to listen to is like to your point, like none of that J. Cole shit was high, as high as stakes is high.
True.
Just that one song. That's
True.
kind of how I'm like the excellence. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm an artist. I know niggas don't think that I'm Migos. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you know, when you for the greasy talk that he was talking, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's the difference between the underdog and a loser. And to me, you show that you're not the underdog. You're a loser, bro. Nobody is upset with losing. You know what I'm saying? Kobe lost. We watched Kobe lose. You know what I'm saying? It's not the thing about losing, it's how you lose and how you go down. That's what I'm just saying. If I died today, my last thought of him would be like, damn, he's a bitch. Because that's what he did under the Rap Act. I'm not saying a black man.
Right.
Sure, he's a good person.
I mean, there's a big asterisk on his legacy from backing out of that whole like beef. That was supposed to be a 3-way title match on some WWE.
That was it, bro. This is your opportunity.
Everybody throwing blows at each other because you was just rapping.
And the camps, like this solidifies the Dreamville.
Yeah.
Like TDE, the Owls, you know what I'm saying? OVO, like, you know what I mean? Like that's where it's like, I know Drake gonna be okay for as far as Drake the brand, maybe not Drake the music. Almost like on some Will Smith shit. Like it's like Will Smith's music can't get back to what it was, but Will Smith can just still be Will Smith. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like Drake is like, it's hard to say that he's not the biggest under 40, you know, black biggest male superstar. It's hard to say he's not, because I mean, Kendrick is ruling music, but I don't know if Kendrick could do film or how he's involved with like the Raptors and all that kind of stuff. Like he's just kind of a pop star on a totally different level. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's got to be acknowledged. But yeah, so to answer to cut, you know, to segue, I'm happy that J. Cole put out Friday Night Lights. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of tracks on there that I resonate with, and I'm glad that younger hip hop fans that had to grow up with it watered down, that maybe missed that time from him, get to go back, listen to those projects, stream them, because those projects deserve for him to be making residual money off of, because it's like that shit is hot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All the mixtapes. I can't wait till all the mixtapes. Yellow Album, hopefully all the Wayne shit. You know what I mean? Currency. You know what I mean? Like one day I want all that whole catalog to be available in the same way that like everything is.
Yeah, same, man. I don't know, because I don't know all of like the legal shit that niggas got to go through to get their mixtapes on. I'm sure beyond sample clearances and yada yada yada. But I really do wish that like a cold ass lawyer could come through and like figure that shit out, because it's so much good music that we're going to lose because the archives are also being taken away. Like that Piff shutting down and having to like go over to the actual U.S. archives website and been uploading over there. Like, thank God they found a pivot, but also at the same time, like it's a lot of stuff that you cannot find. And it's certain shit that like I lost a bunch of my CDs. I had a mean CD collection, but since I've been up here and moved around a couple of times, I didn't ask homies to hold them, turn up missing, you know, shit just happens over the time. And the form of media isn't even a CD anyway. Part of me like wants to go back and collect some things, because getting vinyl is one thing, and I'm a collector of vinyl. Yes, I have a decent little collection, but the CD category is a lot different. Like there is no vinyl for DJ Clue Mixtape for Dummies. I have to like try to find that motherfucker again.
Can I ask you a question about your vinyl collection?
What's happening?
Do you like which medium do you prefer, like sound? Because I think my favorite sound medium is the CD. Just from the standpoint that like you can put like the how much memory it can hold, so it can
Mhm.
have like
Mhm.
a certain quality, like where if you get a
Mhm.
good enough speakers, you turn a CD the fuck up. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
At
right,
the
right.
crib versus like the vinyl. I got to get a better turntable and stuff like that. It's a different type of
That's yeah,
investment,
yeah.
but I don't know if I prefer that sound over a
No, that's
CD. I don't
real.
know.
Cause shout out CD quality. CDQ is a thing as well, and I do fuck with CDQ too.
Yeah.
I don't know. CDs haven't been in the conversation so much lately because I think of the vinyl boom, but
Mhm.
I do see artists starting to release like CDs as either merch or another form of selling. And there are still a lot of cars out there on the road with CD players in them. You can still buy a CD player, even though it's kind of
Yeah.
novel. Really, Apple betrayed us by eliminating the CD drive out of their MacBooks,
Mm,
and then the industry followed. That was
that's
really
true.
a game. That was a big game changer.
That's true.
Um, I will CDs are up there for sure. I love them all in different ways. I will say that it is vinyl for me, but that's because I've heard like what vinyl sounds like on a really good setup. And that
Got you.
might be like the most fire quality. It's also like damn near the most analog. So like when you're talking about like the mixing and masterings and all that other stuff,
Hmm.
I don't know all of the science of it, but the way that shit hitting them grooves is top notch. Now, I
I like
will
that.
say, like cassettes are fire too. I love the crackle of the vinyl as well as cassette.
Yeah.
Cassette has like, I don't know,
Tape
it's just a
crackle
little
is good.
dirtier. Like
Hmm.
it feels more basement than what vinyl does, but vinyl has like that warm, crackly, like classic feeling to it with the crackle of the vinyl. And both of those are dope. I love when artists are sampling and like can incorporate that in or whatever as
Yeah.
well. CDs are fire for the reasons that you mentioned. I just think they're also a lot more like accessible and you can just like do more with them.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that you can't put in no CD drive nowadays.
Right, 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 right.
But that shit is really dope. But I don't want to also forget about the MP3s, bro. Like you can get a lot of them
Okay.
files just be big as shit, but like you could get a really high quality audio file out there.
That's real.
And if you got like a good sound system, because I'm that is like a dream of mine. I'm like sometimes I'll go nerd out and like look at the other systems because
Yeah.
one day I'm trying to get like a good three to five
You need the good
thousand dollar.
home. You need the good home system.
Exactly,
I've been looking at that too.
exactly,
That's why I asked you that
exactly.
because I've been looking. I seen somebody post like a CD one because I remember my dad used to have
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
CD with the
With like
thing,
hella
and
hella
then
CDs, you could mix them and all of that. Yeah, that
yeah,
shit was
yeah,
hard.
yeah,
That was the era. I remember like the hundred CD joints. So you had to lay
bruh,
them upright. And you
bruh.
had the fat
Come on,
ass.
man. Come on. You know what I'm
Like damn, you
saying?
got 100 CDs, all
Maybe I
different
need to get
categories and shit.
a jukebox, CD jukebox.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That'd
Now,
be
and I mean,
fine.
we definitely are like in audiophile territory because we love music and like we
Mhm.
talk about music in a particular way. And then when you talk to someone who's like just a casual consumer of music, it's like, oh, you just like songs. And like that's tight too,
You
because
just like
music is like
songs.
the best artistic medium to me. So I love it, and I'm just happy that people listen to music and like it. But we be having different conversations about it. Like even
Music
this,
is
like
the best artistic medium to you.
absolutely, absolutely.
I can get with that
Me,
because the
I
ethos.
call it the sound of the soul. Like it really it I love art across all the mediums, but like I'm not gonna say it's the oldest because I'm pretty sure like them drawings on the cave walls probably happened a little bit before music, but music is very,
Maybe.
very old.
I mean, you
It's
just
up
couldn't
there.
record it. It's
It's
hard to
up
know
there.
they wasn't singing
It's
songs,
a
they was
book in my
drawing.
YouTube wish list that actually does talk about the history of music from way back when or whatever.
Hmm.
So there's definitely something there. But I don't know the way it just connects with people. I
Yeah.
think it's probably the most unifying, and that's like even if you don't listen to country, you might fuck with Shabuzi this year type shit.
Right, right.
He had a jam. That's a lot different than like getting everybody to like get into a Basquiat piece or some shit like that, or
I
like
uh
like art film or some shit.
I wonder, can I say the culinary arts is my favorite art?
That's fire. Food is up there too. We need food to sustain ourselves and survive and get
We need
by the
music.
day to
We need
day.
music for
We
that
need
too, though.
music to stay sane and
We
survive.
need music for that's why I was saying. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
that's
can
hard
live
for me
without
to.
movies. I can live without TV. I can't live without food. I can't live without music.
And it seems like as humans, and we can go from here, but it's like play seems like a thing.
You mean like theater?
No, like sport. Literally
Oh yeah, yeah,
play.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Like
yeah,
play
yeah,
seems
for
like a
sure.
thing. We would run around. We would, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like we would gaming, like games is something that's
Exactly,
like
exactly.
we couldn't live without, it seems
Right. I
like.
mean, shit, the Olympics, nigga. I was just over there in Paris during this time. I was
Right.
thinking, like, damn, niggas was doing this shit thousands of years ago.
You know what
It
I'm
wasn't
saying?
skateboarding and basketball categories, but niggas was still wrestling, racing,
Running. Yeah.
running,
That's
like
crazy, bro.
jumping, throwing javelins and discuses and all of that
Hmm.
shit. So
It's just as important as, like you said, it's the water to be human. It
yeah,
seems like it's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that thing.
I mean, that just starts
Yeah.
from some random two psychopaths that's just like, I can run faster than you.
Yeah, bro. Like I could definitely jump high. I could jump over this thing before you
Right, right,
can.
right. Two fucking teenage boys. Just
Right, basically. Um, so what's your not final, but give me an updated thought around GNX?
one of the best projects of the year on my list. I do need to get back into like my white people music bag a little bit more, my little bit more my international. This was a very big year of like hip hop and jazz for me, and some R&B as well. I definitely want to get into my indie rock bag again and house a little deeper next year. But it's up there. I don't know. It's not the best or my favorite album of the year, but it was a really good project. He's got multiple hits on it, so he's charting. I've seen people respond to it outside from clips as well as I like DJ the gig last night and played a couple of the records, and like you can
Yeah.
see people are connecting with it. Um, Great follow up to GNX. I think it is. It's gonna be some stuff on it. Like he got to do the mustard thing at the Super Bowl. Even if Drake sue him and like some legal shit happens and like
Right.
you can't do not like us, which I think it would be super badass for Kendrick to be like, fuck it, I'll pay the fine, nigga. Like I'm still gonna do
Hmm.
not like us at the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. But even without that, like TV off is just as good for the Super Bowl.
Squabble
Them
up. He
horns,
got two
squabble
of
up.
them, man. Like,
Come
yeah.
on, man. So like he set up, and I think it really solidified him as the best rapper of the year.
Mm.
I would say Glorilla also probably had like an equally like not equally, but just as good of a rise up kind of year. But Kendrick just like when you got niggas in Ethiopia dancing to your music and fucking and Bangladesh and shit who don't even like have
Yeah.
Spotify, but like they know your music or whatever. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
yeah, he did it. So,
What do you say?
um,
Ace Boon Coon from West Side to Senegal.
right, 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 right.
I
And
was
I
like,
mean,
ooh.
like it's without a doubt he makes some of the best music videos around. But like, dude, like what they doing over at PG Lang on like a visual
They
perspective as
they
well, like.
smoking it, bro.
Yeah, capital A art with a period after the T type shit for me. So definitely up there, but I'm still like it's that schoolboy and that motherfucking that no worries for me, man.
I think I got GNX. Schoolboy I had to go back to and really give it a listen. Off
Hmm.
the first couple listens, it didn't connect with me.
Okay,
I like
okay.
the Ab Soul project a little bit more than the
Absol's really
Schoolboy
good
too.
too. That
That's what
that's a top tenner for me for sure.
I like the Ab Soul. I agree. I've played a couple of the records. They definitely work.
Hmm. Hmm.
They definitely
Kendrick's
work.
not known to be a hit maker either.
And
He
I've
does
always
have
played
hits,
Kendrick.
but he's
I've
not he
always
like in
played
comparison to Drake. Like, yeah,
Kendrick has Kendrick hits, but I've always played Kendrick. I play songs off Mr. Morale.
right,
I would play songs
exactly,
off of all this
exactly.
shit, and the people who know him and they love him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
and he's also still Kendrick Lamar. It's not like niggas don't know
right.
his music. Yeah.
So I think that in a very odd way, this has bolstered Drake's older catalog.
Interesting.
Cause I played a couple like older Drake songs, and I felt like people was like, "Yeah, this is what I miss." You know what I'm saying? Like for real, for real, for
The
real. You know
streets
what I
looking
mean?
for that. They're
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
for that blue magic again.
Almost like a you
Oh
know how
shit.
like people don't like let's say Hove posts American Gangster.
Fair.
Art,
Yeah.
art, like that. American Gangster probably seemed like the last one when he was like, Hove.
Right.
before he
Because you can
became
like
like,
I don't know if I can really get away with it. Maybe a handful of crowds in Chicago, but like I could play Say Hello at the crib actually.
yeah, you can play anything in St. Louis, Lucky.
Cause we some dancing ass niggas with great taste in music. Shout
I
out
guess
to
in
the
Chicago,
shout
if
out
I
to
was
the
gonna play
arch,
Jay
man.
Z, it would have to be like a.
I heard
Yeah,
niggas playing Tom Ford in the club at a point.
that's real. I
Yeah,
wouldn't play Tom Ford at the club. I
they're
probably would
not
have played
they're not
the.
gonna play.
I would have played "Fuck with Me," you know, I got it before I probably went to Tom Ford.
That's a jam. That's good production right there for
Yeah,
sure.
that's
For
Rick
sure.
Ross. I just would have went to
Yeah,
that before.
yeah,
Like that
yeah.
would be my later. But
Who's that produced that? That wasn't
it's a Hit
Justice
Boy.
League,
It's Hit
was it?
Boy.
Hit Boy, Hit Boy.
Hit Boy.
Nice, nice.
Shout out
I
to
Hit
Hit
Boy.
Boy. Yeah,
Good
Hit Boy had a
shit.
good year last year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But point being is for me GNX, I think that it is I think it's number 3 for Kendrick in his catalog.
Really? Number 3.
I think so. I think that I think that is it's better it's better than Mr. Morale from the standpoint to me of the context of it matters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Um and Mr. Morale, in my opinion, Drake's reign only came because Kendrick was just away. You know what I'm saying? If Kendrick is not so far away, then it's like a thing of I don't know if Drake just takes up as much space because I think a lot of people took for granted what Kendrick could do. And I think people are finding that out now. Like people are reminded how good Kendrick actually is.
Right,
People
right,
forgot
right,
because he took 6 years off. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
even then I was holding that against him. I'm one of Kendrick's biggest fans. I was holding that against him because I'm like, bro, you're just letting Drake run all over. And he's doing anything now. It had got to that point where Drake started doing anything because it was like, oh, well, J. Cole not gonna say
Honestly,
nothing.
never mind for all the dogs.
J.
This
Cole
is a
is,
crazy,
but no, I'm saying
crazy.
that's after Mr. Morale. I'm talking about
Oh,
before that 6 year period. I'm talking
gotcha.
about that. That's where all this broke off. You know what I'm saying?
True,
And, you
true.
know what I mean?
He was starting to really run it up at that.
Because
Yeah.
when Kendrick dropped to Pimp a Butterfly, Drake was in his "If You're Reading This Is Too Late" and that More Life era. That's Drake More Life when he
That
kind of
was the pocket
became
of Drake that I fuck with
he
actually.
became a really great producer. Like Drake
Yeah,
became like
yeah,
a top
yeah,
level producer. He was
yeah.
curating the music. But then that's when niggas started thinking he was weird too, because I remember that whole Georgia Smith thing.
Mm,
Know what I'm saying? That's always
mm,
been his misstep. It's like,
mm.
it's like this level of genuineness that's not there with it. If
Right, right,
Kendrick was
right,
trying to fuck
right,
SZA
right.
the whole time, it's not genuine.
Right,
You
right,
messing it
right,
up. You throwing it off, bro. You
right,
don't, you
right.
know what I'm saying? Not
I
know
mean,
if it's true or not, but it's smoke is fire. That's all I'm gonna say. He
right,
like the
I mean
hoes.
Drake is known as he's a known creepy boy at this point.
He love the
So
hoes. Certified
yeah,
lover boy.
yeah, yeah.
So but saying that to say that the reason I think this is 3 is because, like I said, Mr. Morale came after the long hiatus. To me, that's really for the Kendrick fans. To me,
Yes, yeah.
that's
That was
that's
a hardcore Kendrick fan
it was
album.
like the third book to the
Yeah,
trilogy
yeah,
for real.
yeah,
To me,
yeah.
this is like the new start of it. You know what I'm saying? This is
Mm,
episode 4 to me because it's like where he goes from here, we have no idea
no
what is
idea.
happening. He
Yeah,
has
yeah,
rewritten his
yeah,
whole
yeah,
career,
yeah,
and
yeah,
so to
yeah,
me, it's
yeah.
hard to like
He got a
kind of
lot more space to do whatever the fuck he wants to do too.
to me, it's hard to discount that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so he's made popular music. It's music that still has substance to it.
Hmm.
And it's still him claiming the rap throne and all that shit. That's all the shit that I want my rappers to do.
Right,
That's
right,
all I
right.
really want.
With
You know what I'm
real
saying?
like record breaking hits that he could throw
Bro,
up there as well and flex and say like I can do that shit too. Because I don't know, I'm not enjoying the pushback from motherfuckers talking about him and Doechii making like Harriet Tubman and
let's
protest
build on that.
music. I'm
Let's build on that.
like how I say, do you fools listen to music or do you just skim through it?
You
Because
know the
like
answer.
yeah,
You
man,
know the answer.
a casual listener versus like an actual person that's really paying attention to the shit.
I won't even say the casual listener. When we were
Mm,
in high school, there were people who really thought Yo Gotti was a great rapper. They really thought Boosie was like the standard. This is the standard of rap.
mm.
But Lil Boosie even tell you Jay-Z is a great rapper.
Right, right, right,
Yo
right.
Gotti, and that's what I'm saying. Their fans won't though.
Right.
You feel what I'm
That's real.
saying?
That's real.
And
That's real.
so that to me is the thing. It's so Drake play into like dumb nigga mentality because
I
that's
think
the
he is a dumb nigga himself,
no, I'm
personally.
saying he played into it because that's not what his music was. He could still been a dumb nigga, but we like Drake when he was like a little bit in love. Like he was doing all he was rapping over alternative music. That's why
Yeah,
it was hot.
that so far gone. Literally, it's the mixtape Drake or the fucking Room for Improvement
Bro,
comeback season.
if you go
Motherfucking
back and
so
you
far gone.
listen,
It stops with me right there. Up until if you reading this is too late. I didn't like any of that like early shit.
if you go back, and that's what I'm saying, you will have a different take on it. If you go back and you listen to Thank Me Later,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? If you go back and listen to records on Take Care, you like, oh yeah, dude was really in his bag because there's nothing that sounds like this since.
Yeah.
His
I'm,
later
I,
stuff sounds like other people's shit. It sounds like
right,
Thug.
right,
It sounds
right,
like
right,
Future. It
right.
sounds like Atlanta. So it's
No,
like
I feel you. I think for me a
that is
big
his
thing.
legacy. Is what I'm trying to
Yeah,
get to. Like that
yeah,
is his
yeah,
legacy.
yeah. No, and I agree. I mean, anybody that's like actually a legit Drake fan, they damn near always gonna go back to that era for him and be like, this is my favorite shit or whatever. I think the thing with me and Drake though, like those songs were very poppy, and like I just am not really a big pop rap type of nigga, but like whatever, go do your thing, Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was still a good rapper and his features was cold. So I
Yeah.
still respected him as an MC. Then if you're me reading this, It's Too Late era, More Life, Views from the Six, I really rocked with those albums, and I feel
Yeah.
like he was kind like this was his early to mid 30s kind of era,
Yeah.
and that's about the last time I'm really trying to hear the nigga be essentially immature. Like that be my
Yeah.
thing with Drake. It's like you're not growing up and you're not Future as much as like you want to hang with him, associate with him. Future's like King Toxic in a totally different way that feels authentic and like the only nigga that you could really
Free
be
band
like
gang.
the shit and like still get away with it. And I still have my things. I'd be like, damn, Future, you like 40 and you be doing bullshit. But it I don't know his public antics or whatever. I don't follow too much celebrity gossip, but I don't hear too much of him being a piece of shit publicly so much as like his music still hits in a particular like type of way. But Drake
Mm-hmm.
is like a piece of shit, and his music is also reflecting him being a piece of shit. And it's just like, damn, bro, like you don't got no friends, you don't trust nobody. I think it was a clip of a
That's
black
real.
YouTuber, FD Signify, that was like going viral over the weekend. I saw on my timeline. He was talking about like for Drake fans, like if Drake is your number one guy, like you're probably a piece of shit too. Because it's just like how you listening to this type of music? It's like, oh, this is what I want to hear most, or whatever. And I think about that a lot with Drake because it's like
Hmm.
I just can't connect to it. Like, but academics ass nigga would be like, oh, I love that like misogynistic bullshit or the
Right.
nobody fucking with me, so it's me against the world. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
how have you not like developed skills to at least foster some relationships in your life when you 36, bro? Like you still dealing with shit with girls damn near half your age. I know he's still a fuck on the 18-year-old. I know he'll still fuck on the
Do
20.
you do you believe that so the petition comes, he's trying to renegotiate with UMG.
Okay.
Do you believe that Certified Lover Boy and For All the Dogs, basically the music he's been putting out the last 3 to 4 years, let's just say,
Mm-hmm.
people are speculating that those are just B-sides and that he's been purposely dropping mid, and holding on to something else. Do you believe that? Because I
No,
don't.
no,
Okay.
I don't either. I mean, he dropped that fat ass 100 gig shit, and like that fell flat too. We know what his shit sound like, and we also
Right.
know. I don't know. Drake is driven by success. He wants to be the number one. I just don't see him putting out mid just because, first and foremost. But also the other thing with Drake on the other side of why I don't fuck with him, I don't personally feel like he pushes himself that much artistically. And when you're not actually trying to grow as an artist, that reflects in your product that you put out. Like to be a code designer, same with being an athlete or anything else. Like you actively working at it. And sometimes it's hit or miss. I'd rather you not be so commercially successful after you've already had your era, but like you still out there trying really interesting shit as opposed to like you just stick into the formula
Mhm.
that works over and over and over again. And it's like he had an opportunity for Most Def to never say that what he said about him. But like Most Def was 1000% right of how he critiqued Drake's music.
I don't think he did though,
How come?
because well, we'll bring in the Trump card and all of this because of Lil Wayne, right? When you go back and you think about what Lil Wayne's headspace had become when he had got Drake, that nigga did a
Hmm.
rock album.
Yeah.
Why? Because he was trying to be popular and make money and go to like another level.
Wayne was also high and hanging with Travis Barker. It's a lot of other elements that go into it. Like
All right,
that
like you
nigga
said,
was
to your
that
point,
nigga was
hold on,
interested in
hold on.
other shit.
To that point, he wasn't hanging out with Alchemist. He wasn't hanging out with so and so. He wasn't doing the hip hop rap shit that niggas was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye was literally hanging out with, getting beats still from Madlib. He's still
Mm-hmm.
getting, you know what I'm saying? He's still tapped in.
Mm-hmm.
He's making Life of Pablo. When Drake, like you said, is on this ascent and doing pop, he's making Life of Pablo. Drake is on Life of
Right.
Pablo. He wrote for
Right.
30 hours. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I don't think that he ever could have done anything that he did, because it's like, to your point, the features that you're talking about, Every Girl, Bedrock, those are pop rap songs. Those are
Yeah, but
that
that's
is
also like that's like oh eight, no, like 09, 2010 for that stuff,
that's
wasn't it?
Drake's era. 10, 11. It's like 10, 11 is all through that time. That's
What about
Drake.
13, 14? I feel like that nigga was big. You know, I wasn't listening to him, but I thought he was big around then
I'm
too.
saying, I'm saying it's just going the timeline. So, like you said, so far gone. Thank
Mm-hmm.
me later.
Mm-hmm.
Take care. Then he
Right.
does Nothing Was the Same or
You
whatever.
forgetting about that album.
Nothing Was the Same. Started from the bottom. That's when people start questioning everything. Oh, you talking about if you started from the
Mm,
bottom? You talking about it was XYZ? Who do you get
mm.
started from the bottom from? Idea, Future. Then he does Watch What a Time to Be Alive. That's like 16. That's what I'm saying.
Right, right, right,
It was
right. His
never no time
association
for
with
him.
Migos to give
Pop
it. Yeah,
just
yeah,
became
yeah, yeah,
Atlanta rap.
yeah.
Pop
And
was, that's what I'm
he
saying,
latched
alternative
onto that
music.
shit heavy too.
But that's really a thing that we built on.
Mm-hmm.
Alternative music 08, 09, 10, 11, 12 was still a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like pop alternative music kind of just has come back. I feel like in these last 2 years with like Sabrina Carpenter and like Billie Eilish and like shit like that or whatever. But like it wasn't like he wasn't just only doing rap. Now it's the thing where like rappers kind of only do rap. Now rappers are doing like country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
but
they'll
also niggas be interested in that. I remember seeing that clip of K Michelle some years ago who like was trying to write, well, she was trying to write country or make a country album. They wasn't letting her or
oh,
whatever. Like, I
she
don't
moved to
know.
Nashville, and she moved to Nashville and
Times
did
have
it.
really changed.
She
Times have
moved to
definitely
Nashville, and
changed.
she was ahead of the curve though. To that point,
Mhm.
that's the point. If she was doing it now, it'd be normal. But now, but then it
Right,
wasn't
right, right,
normal.
right.
It'd have been more normal for her to be like, "Dang, I'm getting in with this random white producer,
Mm-hmm.
and that does pop music, and me and him gonna make a song." Then
Right, right,
country is
right.
kind of just all I'm saying. And so during that time, that's what I mean. Kendrick put out a freaking jazz album. Then he puts out, he goes ghost until Mr. Morale. He did the Black Panther project,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, which had a couple hits,
He
three
also did
hits.
Damn. He did Damn too.
Damn, I'm
Damn,
forgetting
yeah,
about
yeah,
Damn. I'm
yeah. And
forgetting
that
about
that
Damn.
won the Pulitzer. And I went to that tour.
And
He
that
made
was
a shit
his,
ton of money on that tour
and that
too.
was his
Travis Scott
like
opened up for him.
his pop, like his like that was another like GNX moment for him.
Yeah,
When he
because I
was
think
like,
he had like Rihanna and U2 on the album, but it also did very well.
that's not, no, that I feel like that was his point of like, oh, y'all trying to act like because I made the jazz album, like I can't get busy like that. Like
Right, right,
we
right,
can get
right.
busy like this if y'all want to do that.
Let me see. Yeah, did a quick Google. April 14th, 2017. So yeah.
2017. So then after Damn is Mr. Morale.
And that is May 2022. So 5 year, a solid 5 year gap.
And that's
Also, the pandemic happened. There were rumors. Well, not even rumors. I know someone who manages a person that like plays guitar and drums, like just the session artist, whatever for Kendrick. And there was talk in 2020 about a Kendrick album that was possibly going to drop.
Yeah.
But of course, the pandemic happens, all this other stuff. So I can see some logistical shit moving around. Plus, like you rich, you gonna get the label advance. You can sit down and make an album for a little bit longer if you really need to.
2020, Drake puts out Tootsie Slide. You know what I'm saying? Drake puts out Tootsie Slide. He puts out that mixtape. We get No Guidance with him and Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude, he was running.
What mixtape did he put out?
It's the one like it's uh like a green cover or something. It had Chicago Freestyle on
Mm.
there. With
Oh,
Giveon. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm
At
like,
that point, at that during that era, I was a Drake hater by that point. I was like over
but
the
that's
guy
what I'm saying. You could be a Drake hater,
every
but
year. Like, go sit down, bro.
play that No Guidance at 11:30. Play that No
Oh yeah,
Guidance,
no,
and people was
that is a jam for
that's
sure.
what I'm
That is a
saying.
jam. That is a
And he was
jam.
having the jams. We like Drake with the melodies. That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you like that. You know what I'm saying? And then that's what I'm saying. Then Thug took off. And Young Thug is the key to the future of hip hop right now. Because if Young Thug stands behind Drake and try to make it happen, and if no, for real, because Atlanta is over. Atlanta is in as the leader. We're looking
He
for a
can't even
new
live in
lead.
Atlanta. That nigga got to be in LA.
You feel what I'm saying? We're looking for a new lead city. Kendrick is coming out in America. It could be LA. You know what I'm saying?
That would be really interesting.
That would be
California
really
looks like the
interesting.
future of the country. California and Texas look like the future of
Come
America.
on. You got
Black,
the West
white,
Coast,
Hispanic, hella immigrants,
La
thriving Asian
Russell.
populations.
You got La
Yeah.
Russell up there doing the independent thing,
I
taking
did
over
like when
social
he
media.
just dropped something too, because I'm like, I like him, but like I don't follow him heavy. But the joint he just did with Marshawn Lynch up in the
Yes, that
stadium,
shit was
that was
hard,
hard.
bro.
That was hard.
Dude is hard. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that energy is not, we've seen it come in and out of cities. You know what I mean? So Detroit had a moment. It was having a wave. You know what I'm saying? But the Detroit
Yeah, it's
rappers,
just it's so small of a
it
market
can't
and
go
so
over
niche
the
of a
top.
sound.
Yeah, it can't go over the top like
Yeah.
that.
I like them though. I want them to keep coming out with shit for sure.
New
They're
York
really
seemed
interesting up there.
New York has kind of plateaued a bit because it had the Ice Spice, Cash Cobain have revved up. They was the sexy drill was a wave right there. Then they start locking up the drill rappers, so that ended drill effectively.
Yeah.
And so now back to Doechii, you know, she's been out. She has made multiple styles of music. She is not pigeonholed it's like her other contemporaries like Lotto,
Right.
Meg, Glow, Cardi. They make rap. They rap. You know what I mean? And she has done a lot of different things. And so
she definitely could be like a pop star Lauryn Hill for real.
I've been asking when that person was gonna come. If Doja Cat was blacker,
right,
it would be her. But
right,
Doja Cat is not black enough for the black
right.
girls. She's not like that for real.
She's
So
very biracial,
very biracial.
and
She's
don't like her black daddy.
biracial.
She hate
You
her
seen that
black
song?
daddy.
She's biracial, girl.
Biracial.
That's a jam.
I hope he's still making money off of that on his YouTube too.
He gotta be, because I know I watch that bitch every year and a half.
And, the homie pulled that shit up over the summertime. I was like, oh, I forgot all about this.
Yes, bro. That's a jam,
You get a
bro.
random $3,000 check every other month.
Lotto need to hop on the remix, bro. That's a cultural moment. She hopped
Or
on the
fucking sample that motherfucker.
sample
Really
that
tee
she's
up. That'd go.
biracial. Hey, yeah. I don't know what she gonna rap about, but that'd be hard. It'd just be viral.
Oh God. Apparently biracials are the fastest growing demographic like rate in America.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
That's not
lot. It's a lot of mixed babies out here. It's the perfect time to hop on that wave.
I mean, that's what they say about the NBA. No more hood niggas.
Then she can bring back the mulatto name and really get it going.
Hey man. Hey. That's for another time. But yeah, man, Kendrick, he did what was needed to be done.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's in my top 3. I kind of I want more of his, like, I want more albums from him before I really put where GNX was, because it's very hard to swap out Good Kid, Mad City, Damn, or motherfucking fucking To Pimp a Butterfly out of the top 3 for me. Like, those are.
I think Damn is out of my top 3.
It's that damn near might be my favorite album from him. I really enjoyed
Damn was really good. I listened to it in LA. and
Mm.
it was really good in LA.
Yeah,
Like
and
it
he got
just
like the deluxe version that plays the album song track list backwards, and like that
that's
shit
the
makes
version I
sense.
listen to. I like
Yeah,
that
that
version the
shit
most.
hard. I think it was worthy of a Pulitzer. It don't necessarily hit on some of like the rawness of the early Kendrick, but I think it does kind of package what the first two albums up really well, and some Section 80 vibes up in
Mm.
there, and like just packages like
Phase
probably like
one Kendrick.
the pinnacle of like what you can kind of do from that era of his music career.
Yeah, phase one Kendrick. Because now
Yeah,
to me,
yeah.
even the introspection of Mr. Morale,
Mm-hmm.
even though all his music has been introspective,
Mm-hmm.
it felt like it was introspective from third person, like him looking through other people, like Keisha's song. Even the way the
Mm,
album opens up is like it's the
mm,
gang members. It's like him being there, but it's
mhm.
more so him experiencing it through other people's eyes almost.
Right,
It's
right,
like
right, right.
he's talking through them what they see in
No, for
relation to
sure.
him. And then
For
Mr.
sure.
Morale was like, no. If he started it on To Pimp a Butterfly, like with songs with like Mama and
Mhm.
stuff like that. But then it felt like Mr. Morales was like, this is me.
Yeah, no, it really does feel like a therapy session. Like I like how Count Me Out, the video starts with him having therapy and all of that. Fire video too,
Cold.
like all of them. But like that album, and then the fact that it's a double disc, so he also gets like the whole all the greats do a double disc thing out of the way.
And Drake's double disc was trash.
No, his was awful.
His was trash.
His was bad.
His was trash, bro. It was like
I probably
he
like two songs off of that motherfucker.
I'm trying to think. He had and they was the B-sides too.
Yeah, yeah,
Like Jaded.
yeah, yeah.
Jaded was cold. And then he had the song with Future, Blue Tint. They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna fucking again. I had
Yeah,
on ice again.
that was a decent joint. That was
I
a
did
decent.
like Mob Ties when they came out.
No, yeah, for sure. That was the one I was thinking about.
Hide some help. Get
See,
rid of these
it's like,
niggas.
oh shit. I was like, oh, here you go. That gave me that looking for revenge. All
Ooh.
summer 16. Like that shit I love. But once again, I don't know. Like Drake damn near need a 444, Mr. Morale, vulnerability, like true,
He
like who
does.
are you
Life of
like
Pablo.
as
He
a
need Life of
person?
Pablo.
Like, yeah.
You
Because
need to
nobody ain't
shed
fucking
the skin.
perfect, but like nigga, like what is it? What's in your soul? What's in your heart? And like he's such a he makes that vapid club music, bro, and like the
Yeah.
club and nightlife just hits in the and people want to feel good when they go out. So like he hitting in that category, shooting like fucking Curry on a hot night. I get it, but it's like
Empty.
yeah,
It's like
and
now
like
you're gonna rap
it's
on
so
Boss Man D-Lo or
temporary as well.
something.
It's literally it's for the club. You go out 3-4 hours, bro, and you go home. And like it's a crazy line from Common. Fucking which song was I wanna see you do it? Let's do it. The one Jay Dilla produced. I can't think of the name off the top of the dome right now,
Mhm.
but he ends not Champa, not Champa. And
Okay.
he closes out, he says, what good is the range when it's time to head home? And I heard that as a shorty and was just like, oh damn, that's
What good
kind of
is a what?
what good is a range? Like how what good is your Range Rover when it's time to head home at the end of the night, like leaving the club?
Um,
Yeah, and that shit just always resonated with me because I mean, I obviously I like to DJ, party, dance, all that other stuff, but like that music really only feels a very small fraction of like my life. Like I cannot listen to that shit when I'm trying to focus and think while working or creating. It's not really good Sunday music. It's not, I mean, you can maybe clean up to it, you know, depending on your vibe, but it's like
right.
extra, it's like hitting the gym and hitting the club type music.
I
And that's
got you.
like a very small fraction of most people's lives.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do listen to that music well beyond that, but I feel like we were just having that conversation with Louise yesterday, like, and he brought it up, so I'm happy it wasn't me this time around. But it's kind of Drake's fault. Like, people are chasing hits in a way that they weren't before the Drake regime of hip hop, where like niggas is just trying to focus on hits, going viral,
Mm,
get that caption, get that TikTok sound, and like niggas is not actually trying to make music that sticks to the ribs. And
right.
you can feel it, you can see it in other industries like fashion and you know all this other culture
Yeah.
shit that we talk about, or honestly advertising. It's like niggas is chasing metrics.
I
Like
think,
that's not how you make a good campaign. Is like, yeah, sure, have some data inform your shit, but
yeah.
like you if you want to like every kiss begins with KO shit, You need to really have a human insight, not a data driven insight, to
Right.
truly make
Truth.
this shit stick. Yeah.
I think though that like so that's tough for me because like we talk about like the club music, and a
Hmm.
lot of club music is synonymous to street music, and so
Nowadays, yeah.
it's like nowadays. So I guess it's hard for me because it's like I know people who live by sexy music, sexy red, right?
Hmm.
But she's being authentic to her experience, and the people who live by that in a certain kind of way, that live a certain kind of lifestyle, that is
Hmm.
their experience.
Yeah, especially back
That
at the crib for
that
sure.
is the most authentic experience they could have with music.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
can't have an authentic experience with dope sheet music.
That's real, but also at the same time, I like how you brought up Sexy Red because Sexy Red is very authentic, but she also is a great example of like showing that hood babies have interests outside of hood shit too. She
Right.
really genuinely fucks with Tyler music. She be really fucking with rock and roll. It very like the hot topicy like pop
Yeah, but
indie pop
still,
emo shit, but still it's range and just shows that she has taste beyond just like ghetto hood ratchet shit that she
she's
be.
authentic though. And
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
that's what you're
yeah, yeah.
saying. I'm just saying that to say the difference though is like that's like the argument like people was trying to get on Boss Man D-Lo. And he was like, I'm not finna rap no different, or y'all want me to like flex this lyrical thing. That's not my thing.
I'm glad he knows that. I'm also disappointed that he doesn't try. He doesn't want to get better.
I don't think that it's that he wants to get better. I think that it's a lack of producers in the game, not beat makers, producers. Because all it
That is
takes is
true.
somebody
That
to
is
just
true.
put
That
him
is
on a different beat, use the same flow. Snoop Dogg flow not that different
right, right,
on
right, right,
Beautiful
right,
and Let's Get Blown and Snoop Dogg shit. It's
right,
just on
right,
a
right,
different kind of
right.
beat, and you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
heard it differently. You know what
yeah.
I'm
No,
saying?
it's funny. I actually just I saw a tweet. It wasn't necessarily about Boss Man D-Lo. I think it was like a one of them mashup blends. It was a
It's
really
Black
good one
Mask. I
too.
know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But somebody had quote retweeted and was just talking about. I really just feel like this just speaks to the lack of producers, like actual capital P producers in the game these days versus a beat maker. And it is a lot of beat makers and a lot of tight beats out here nowadays where once again niggas just not studying the craft, bro. Like you
Right.
only get better with it. I also just saw somebody like another viral tweet or whatever talking about how producers is whack because like they wanted to go to a session and like the nigga had his whole setup in his bedroom and somebody quote retweeted it like it was a picture of, like MF Doom and like Kanye and like Just Blaze or something. It's like, how do you think these niggas started in their fucking bedroom, bro? It's such a disconnect. It's the same way like niggas don't know where their food come from. Niggas don't know
Mhm.
like the actual creative process for real. And we
Yeah.
have to artists work so hard to package this shit up and sell it so they can make a living off of it, particularly musicians who getting paid 3 thousandths of a fucking penny per
Yeah.
stream. So you're working hard, investing all this money into it, and you got to market yourself and promote yourself to separate yourself when it's a sea of everybody named mama making music these days as well, and so much of the same type. It's so much that artists have to go through just to like make a sale, and for consumers, it's so much disconnect between like the process of what it actually takes to make anything really and put yourself out there like that.
And that's what
Anybody
I'm
that's put something out there and been vulnerable to either win or fail publicly, I respect, to
Mhm.
at least that much of a degree, because that's something a lot of people don't even have the balls to do.
Right. And that's what I was even saying going back to the Ari Lennox thing. It's just like, you know, eh, use what you have to show your story. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? It's a big difference between showing your story and complaining.
fair enough.
You know what I'm
Fair
saying? It's just a big difference. It's very small in the execution of it. You know what I'm saying?
enough.
But it's a big
Hmm.
difference in the way that people take it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because somebody's always looking at your spot and they want it, and somebody sees the opportunity that you have. No
Mm.
matter what you say, you have an opportunity.
Right,
And so,
right, right. And you're
and
supposed to make the most of your opportunity.
bro, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching Teacher Moses on Tiny Desk. It's like Teacher
Which
Moses
was
been
yeah,
out.
like shout out to her. Shout out to
You know
her
what I'm
for that. I'm
saying?
happy that
So
like that just happened for her.
you know what I mean? Like shout out to Teacher.
NPR, NPR, steroid injection for your shit.
You know what I mean? And so,
Mhm,
that's all. I think this whole conversation could be wrapped around just like how important it is just to be authentic. Cause I'll
mhm,
rap here and I'll just say, like, even with the Boss Man D-Lo combo, it goes back to the Boss Man D-Lo fans are the nephews of the people that we was talking about who grew up on Boosie and Gotti.
Yes,
and they
absolutely,
don't have the
absolutely.
appetite for certain stuff. And so it does
Mhm.
put artists in a particular, because it's like that's people feel like Lil Durk problem was. It was like, damn, everybody wants you to respond for Slide for Vine. And
Right,
so
right, 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 right.
that's what
The
you
added
shorten your
public
life to.
pressure definitely is something, and I mean, it's very hard to escape that as a public figure in the social media era as well. Another reason why I think Kendrick has so much of an upper hand because that nigga like he be offline, like he a nigga that's like Kanye. Niggas
Mhm,
be like, it be times where Dot don't have a phone for like 5 months. Like you
mhm,
got to reach him through email, through his wife, or through his manager. Like
mhm,
he not
mhm.
really, you can't just reach him. And like when you're a celebrity and like a multi-million if not billion-dollar brand, everybody's vying at you all the time, looking for favors, looking for an opportunity, looking to work with you, got all this shit. And it's just like I can just imagine how clouded your brain can get with just like
Mhm.
noise all the time, and how that can impede on your creative process as well. So you really do kind of got to like be a little aloof and elusive when you're in them situations. Like I say the phrase from time to time when the homies are, damn, Mars, you know everybody or some shit like that. But I love that line from Rick Ross, bro. Early on in his career, he had that song, I'm Not a Star. And like that just was, I resonate with Q-Tip. He was kind of like a reluctant superstar for Tribe back in the day.
Mhm,
It's like, oh, you're like our front man, but like it wasn't like the nigga wanted to be the front man. You just kind
mhm.
of need a front man in a band, and he was very charming and charismatic. It
Yeah,
fits, but I understand why a nigga would like not want everybody to be all up in his face all the fucking time either. He's just trying to chill.
right. Yeah.
And some
Yeah,
people
man.
want to be the star.
The price of fame, man. The price
Yeah,
of fame, the price of the crown, man.
suffering from success.
Suffering some success. Shout out to Khaled, man. Shout out to Khaled, man. You got anything you want to lead the people with?
Yeah, we're gonna do some fun top 10 lists or top fivers, maybe. Music, we
Yeah.
definitely got to do top 10, but some other shit, it might have just come down to 3 to 5. But
3 to 5.
yeah,
Top three.
we got some fun rankings coming. It's the holiday season. The economy is still, it's healthy for the market, but the regular working class person
I don't know,
does
man.
not
I
have a
went to the
lot of bread.
Galleria.
It was
Galleria was
busting.
packed. It was
Oh
packed.
no, but nigga, on the other side of things, me on my strategist tip, I saw the amount of debt that niggas had. Niggas is running up them credit cards crazy right now. It's ugly.
Tragic.
And like the banks is gonna keep giving people loans when it's fucked up. One, people kind of need it as kind of like a life assistance or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to get out of crippling debt, or you go ahead and do that bankruptcy and they're gonna consolidate it. So all that shit is gonna be what it's gonna be. But like the actual average American still don't have at least $1,000 in case of emergency. The majority, because it's not even just the average. Like it's like
Right.
60, damn near 70% of motherfuckers don't have $1,000 for a rainy day. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there with high earning incomes as well that fit into that category too. So
Yes.
just really make the most of your opportunities. Take advantage of this time, going into the top of December and the rest of the holiday season to reflect, love on your people, set some goals, start working on to get a head start. That's what I'm doing, type shit. And, don't blow all your bag doing dumb shit just to keep up with the Joneses, because my last name Jones, and trust me, I ain't even paying that much attention to you.
Hey, I can't even top that. So we're gonna leave it right there, man. Subscribe, like, comment. You're with us at the beginning of our journey if you're still here. So
Type shit.
we'll
It's
be
gonna be a
around.
fun 2025 though, but we can talk more about that on the back end of the month.
Yeah, for sure. All right, y'all. Stay black. Peace.
Peace.